Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I appreciate you being here. Today I am going through my budget for January of 2025, reviewing my spending and seeing how I did for the month. So let's jump into the spreadsheets. Okay, so just jumping straight into it. The first line item that I have on all of my budgets is my rent. I pay 3,250 dirhams every month. The way we pay our rent is a little bit funny compared to most people. We don't pay every single month, but this is the portion of my rent broken down into monthly payments. So 3,250 just as planned. Next I have my diwa. Diwa is water and electricity. I budgeted 250 dirhams. It came in at 232.87. Again, I do live with my partner, so all of these household expenses are my portion. We split everything 50-50. So everything from rent through the chiller. After the diwa, I have my internet. I had budgeted 139.50. This came in significantly higher. There was an old bill that came through that we had changed our plan, and the last bill never went through, so we had to pay the old bill plus the new bill, so it came in a little bit higher at 308 dirhams and 13 cents. After that is the gas for our home, budgeted 50. It was just shy of that, as it always is. Chiller, I had budgeted 170. It is getting cooler, so it was only 125.66. We don't use our air conditioning really in probably December, January, February, maybe into March. But there is always a nominal fee, so that covers that. And we might have used it once throughout the month of January. After that is my car payment, 982 per month. After that was paid, the remaining amount was 15,072 dirhams. That's about $4,000. I could pay that off in a lump sum if I really wanted to, but it's quite a low interest rate and it's a low payment every single month, so it's not something that I'm prioritizing at the moment. After that, we have gas for the car. I budgeted 300 dirhams. That would be enough to fill up 3 times. I only had to fill up twice, so I only spent 180 dirhams and 82 fills. After that, if you can hear anything in the background, that is my cat going crazy. All right, after gas, we have car tolls and extras. I discussed this, I think, when I was creating this budget, but that has gone up quite a bit. Actually, let me scroll down because that seems even higher than usual. Transportation, car, gas, tolls, and extras. That is all parking. So 87 dirhams on parking. 200, 150, that is all for Salik, that is all for tolls. So yeah, 437 dirhams, that is correct. Just feels like a lot. After that, I have grocery and toiletry. I had it set at 1200. I only spent 992.36, which is a nice number to see. I don't often end up less than 1,000 dirhams, so that is pretty cool. Jasper is my cat. He had 120 dirhams budgeted. I spent 94. This is just for the basics, food, litter, a toy or two. Yeah, came in under budget on that one. My phone bill, I pay every 6 months, so that won't be due, I think, until April, if I'm remembering properly. Restaurants, I budgeted 150. I didn't spend anything. I didn't go out to eat. I didn't go out for coffee. I had a really quiet month in January, which was easier than I thought it would be, to be honest. After that, I have delivery. I also had this set at 150. I did spend a little bit here. I spent 99 dirhams and 11 fills. This was for some sweets on our day off. My partner and I like to order something and watch something on TV. We ordered some dessert. Next category is my personal miscellaneous. I did not spend anything out of this category, which I was pretty proud of. There was a lot of things that I was tempted to buy, some things that I know I'm going to need to buy in the near future. But I was able to do without for quite a while, for all of January at least. Next is Netflix, 44 dirhams and 68 fills. After that is my gym slash ClassPass subscription. I pay 309 dirhams a month for that. This is something that I really value, so as part of my low buy, I did not exclude that. I spent nothing on travel. Over on the side here, you will see that these are the categories that I have changed. So I had originally had 2,000 dirhams budgeted, but when plans started to change, I changed the amount to 0 and I actually spent 0. I'll go through the plans a little bit when I get to my notes on the other side. And And for home, I budgeted 0 and I spent 0. Miscellaneous, I had 40 dirhams and 30 fils left in my budget to spend and I spent 0. And then moving down into the savings portion, for my emergency fund, I had budgeted 3,600 dirhams because I spent a little bit less in some of my categories. I was able to send 3,800 dirhams, which is awesome. I have a goal of funding this an additional, oh, I take that back. I actually had it set at, yeah, okay. I had it set at 1,600 dirhams because I thought I was spending 2,000 dirhams on travel. Because I didn't spend any money on travel, I moved that into my emergency fund, but I still was able to send more than what I expected. I do have a goal to set aside an additional 10,000 dirhams in the beginning portion of this year. I'd like to do it in the first quarter, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be possible, but I think this is a really great start. Past that, I had budgeted 3,644 dirhams, which should have been, what would have hit my account was $975. I did send a little bit extra. I sent $1,025, which was 3,829 dirhams. I will go through how I spent that money and how I separated it out. To my house fund, so this is for a future purchase for either a rental property or my own personal dwelling. I just put an extra 100 dirhams. This isn't my priority right now. We'll focus on this more on the back half of the year. But I do like to just put a little bit in just to confirm the habit. So I put 100 dirhams in this month. And then on top of the 100 dirhams, I had 32 dirhams and 54 fils that accrued from interest from the high yield savings account that it's sitting in. This is the running total that I have in this account. It's just over 10,000 dirhams. I like to keep that updated on here just so I know where I'm sitting at. The car fund got 200 dirhams. This is a new sinking fund, and obviously not much in it, so only 94 fils came through for the interest, and I have 400 dirhams sitting in there now. Fun fund or splurge fund, I also added 100 dirhams, 14 fils of interest, sitting at 100 dirhams, and gifts fund, 50 dirhams went in, 7 dirhams of interest. So the car fund, the fun fund, and the gifts fund, those were all new sinking funds for 2025. So they are new, they don't have a lot of money in it, but I'm glad to see them on here and they are all getting funded. You can see I had budgeted 15,400 dirhams. I spent and allocated 15,219. When I scroll back up to the top here, looking at the income portion, you can see that I had planned for 15,400. I had planned my spending exact. I didn't actually get that extra 400 dirhams for my job, so it was only 15,000. The 218, I forgot to add my interest and credit card cashback into here. So this is just my salary, and then there was some additional money that came in. So like I said, I spent and allocated 15,219 dirhams. That difference is covered by the interest. I do accrue more than that each month. This is what I do with the money that I'm sending to my US accounts. So in this month, I sent 500 dirhams to my Roth IRA, nothing to my brokerage or my Robinhood account. $10, oh, I said 500 dirhams, $500. $10 sits in my Bank of America checking account, but I just allow accrue for a couple of expenses that come out of there throughout the year. Nothing to my credit card, and 500 dirhams to my vacation fund. So we do have a vacation that's coming up in May that I'm trying to fund ahead of time. We will have to start making payments probably this month, but there is some money that is sitting there already. Coming down to my notes and just additional interest or additional income, like I said, the only money that I had coming in additional to my salary was my interest and my credit card cashback. So there was no bonus in my job, unfortunately, this month. Looking at what I had written down for the start of the month, I thought I was buying Ireland flights. That was going to be that 2,000 dirhams that I thought I was spending on travel. Plans have changed significantly several times. We're no longer going to Ireland, so I crossed that out. Open all sinking funds in WEO. That was one of the goals for the month. That is italicized because it's done. And a low by month, so I suppose I can italicize that as well because that was successful. The budgeted and spending amounts for most of my fun money were all significantly lower than what they would normally be, so I call that a success. At the end of the month, change March travel to staycation, so I still haven't purchased anything yet, but I think I am going to do a staycation in a nearby emirate because I do have those 5 days off in March already planned. So I'm planning to purchase something this month and then actually take the trip in the following month in March. And yeah, next month I have written here the Russell Cayma Hotel. That's what I plan to purchase in February. And that is it. So that's everything that I have spent and saved in the month of January of 2025. As I mentioned, it was supposed to be a low spend month. I would consider that successful. I was able to put a good portion towards my savings and investments. So when all told, that amount is just over 8,000. So I am saving more than 50%, which is really cool. Okay, going into February, I am also going to be doing a low spend month. Again, with some allowances, especially for travel, but for my personal, for my restaurant and my food, and for my delivery categories, they should all be still quite low. So yeah, looking forward to making some more progress in February. Really happy with the way that January went. If you're doing a low spend month, how did it go in January for you? Or are you continuing it through the quarter or through the year? Would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.